Hi, Lauren. Today is June 23rd, and as usual, I'm more than happy to create this video lesson for you. Um, my voice isn't terrible today, but I think I was doing an exercise in an earlier lesson, and I don't know what I did wrong. It just doesn't feel 100%. So if it sounds kind of weird, ignore the voice and just listen for the notes. But yeah, it just kind of feels like it could use some rest. Sometimes, all the time there's a difference between misuse and overuse, right? So, yeah, I don't know what I did, but suddenly I feel like it's just not as easy to get some notes out today as it usually is. But anyway, so today talking about mix, nasality, the relationship between the two, and just some more sounds, more exercises that incorporate um, this idea of a mix. Um, I want to be clear that, in case I haven't been, that nasality in and of itself is not the goal. Um, I think that I've been so into it and I've emphasized it so much. I feel the need to say that nasality itself is not the goal, but nasality is something to be incorporated as a tool to get to where you want to go. I think you know that. I kind of have to validate myself there. But anyway, um, even though we do hear nasal sounds in a lot of our favorite singers, that can't be the goal in and of itself. Um, Now, having said that, listening for the first time to the new Little Mermaid soundtrack and the new Ariel, she does such a lovely job. It's funny to hear really a perfect balanced nasality in her voice, just like we did with Jodie Benson in the original Little Mermaid. I don't know. It was just striking to me. I was really expecting to hear maybe something else. I don't know, like, and not to say that Halle was imitating Jodie Benson at all. It was just funny to hear like a new Disney princess actress, and it was like, here's this beautiful Disney mix again, the Disney mix, right? So, um, wah wah, an exercise we haven't done yet, not nasal in and of itself, but a very valuable exercise. And I want you to be really obnoxious about it. Wah, 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 wah. It's nasal, but it's not like yeah, yeah, and why. Yeah is very. Wah, not so much, but I want you to put a little into it. So I want you to go wah, 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 wah. A little higher. Wah, 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 wah. Higher. Wah, 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 wah. Half step higher. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah. Now I'm using the ah vowel because ah is typically, for most people, the hardest to get. One, forward, two, nasal, I think. So that's why I used it. It's like it tempers the nasality in some ways. As opposed to, as an example, like if I used um we instead of wah, right? And I went wee, 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 wee. That's incredibly nasal, right? But if I go wah, 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 there's space there. There's all sorts of stuff going on. Just a really nice exercise for you. I like the wah, wah, but I'm also explaining it because I know you're interested in like my thoughts behind it. Anyway, so there's that wah, wah. The nya, nya we haven't done, but is a very popular exercise to do for contemporary singers. Um, very forward feeling, sounding, and gets us perfectly into the placement we want for most songs. Nya, 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 nya. There's that ah again, but the ni is like incredible. Nya, 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 nya. 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 Now, I don't know if you heard that, but I actually had to switch switch, but I felt a little bit of a change, more CT dominant sensation. I don't know. Nya, 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 nya. Nya, 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 nya. Nya, 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 nya. Now, I am totally in that CT dominant sound, but I'll bet you barely noticed it because I've got it's not just about the nasality. It's about it's about consistently putting your voice in the same spot. And by zoning in on one sensation, you're able to know exactly where to go, no matter what the vowel, no matter what the word. It's all about building sensation and recalling sensation. We're building sensation by going, okay, go here, voice, go here, voice. Okay, now I know where to go. Now I know where to go. And again, like I've told you, before I knew, like really had a deep understanding of mix, everything was guessing, which I hate. Guessing where to go. I think this sounds okay. I think it sounds okay, rather than, oh, that feels correct. That feels right. Oh, I sent my voice to the right cubby hole in here. Oh, it got in. It got in. It feels right. Nice. Right. And that's what it's all about. So this is all about building sensations so that you can then recall it later for stuff. So wah and nya. Okay. And again, those ahs are typically very back in the cave, but if you can get it placed correctly, it's absolutely perfect. Keep singing Florence. Love Florence. I love you in her songs. So keep doing that. That would be amazing. I'll see you next week and do that. Just to keep challenging yourself and thinking what's next, right? So I will see you next week. Have a great weekend.